Hi, today I'd like to talk to you all about emotional intelligence. We call it EQ. So what is EQ? Well, emotional intelligence is actually the ability for us to be able to recognise our own emotions and importantly those of others. It allows us to be able to discern really the different feelings that we have and to label them appropriately. If we have emotional intelligence, it's also the ability for us to be able to use our emotional information to really guide our thinking and behaviour so that we can manage our emotions and adjust our emotional responses to adapt to the environment we're in. It's really all about learning to really cleverly notice our emotions and then to respond instead of reacting. And there's a big difference. Daniel Goldman first wrote in his book in the mid-90s about emotional intelligence. And lots of people question whether or not it's something that you can be born with. But part of his argument is that we all have some level of innate emotional ability. But actually the key is learning how to use that emotional ability really well. And what that means is that it's really important to consider what we call self-awareness or self-regulation. Self-awareness is our ability to be able to recognise and understand our own moods and our emotions, and particularly to perhaps notice what it is that drives us or what it is that pushes our buttons. So self-awareness is a key important part of emotional intelligence. But the second important part of emotional intelligence is that ability to be able to regulate our response so that we don't blow up at every sign, at every time that our buttons are pushed. Self-regulation or self-management is our ability to be able to control and perhaps redirect those disruptive behaviours or those unhelpful moods that might come upon us. So we just pause long enough to be able to notice that we're about to react in a certain way, but that we actually slow down our thought processes and manage our behaviour in a different way. So emotional intelligence is our ability to be more self-aware, but also our ability to be able to regulate the actions that come from those emotional responses. Now, Daniel Goldman went a little bit further with emotional intelligence and said there was another side to it. It isn't just about how we are, it is also really important to recognise how we are with others because we are human beings after all. So relating to other people is really important. So if we have really well developed emotional intelligence, we'll also have high levels of social awareness. And high levels of social awareness mean that we have the ability to be able to understand the emotional makeup of other people. It means that we notice other people's emotions and we adapt accordingly to that. So that means that we might show them higher levels of empathy, for example, because we understand or we notice what people are going through. But it also means we've got the ability to use social skills, so we will manage our relationships really well. We'll build networks both personally and professionally, and we'll also work hard at building rapport. So demonstrating empathy with others and building rapport with others are also key parts of emotional intelligence. So you might be aware of IQ and have a view in terms of your IQ number, but emotional intelligence is all about our ability to be more understanding about our emotional responses. Thinking before we act, noticing that we're going to regulate our emotional responses and our moods to manage those, but importantly to also think about the relationships we have with others, to notice other people's moods and emotions, and most importantly to demonstrate empathy, respect and build rapport with others. So that's emotional intelligence. Look forward to hearing your views on it. Thanks. Bye.